Oui, oui, mes amis. Today on New Day, we are going to Paris. In our minds, of course. We're celebrating all those athletes who have so much at stake, and you know what I say. Let them eat cake. But before you plan your revolution, New Day starts now. Bonjour.
It's a new day. It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5, this is New Day Northwest with Amity and Tracy.
Bonjour and bienvenue au nouveau jour, or should I say, welcome to New Day. Today we are devoting our entire show to everything French in celebration of the Paris Olympics. The Games consist of 19 total days of competition, and athletes from all around the world are representing more than 200 different national Olympic committees. And approximately 10,500 athletes will be competing across more than 300 events, all in the City of Lights. Isn't it beautiful? Well, preparations in the capital of France have been happening for years, from the cleaning of the Seine to the Olympic rings adorning the Eiffel Tower. Now, can you imagine being there? I just would be so magical. And luckily, King 5 sports anchor Chris Egan sent us a glimpse of that magic.
Hello, Amity and everybody at New Day. We have made it here to Paris for the Summer Olympics. Can you believe it? The opening ceremony is coming up fast, and this place is buzzing. It's going to be a historic opening ceremony. Celine Dion earlier in the week announced she will return to the stage and perform at the opening ceremony. That is going to be incredible. The U.S. team announced their flag bearers. How about this? Coco Gauff, tennis superstar. She'll join LeBron James as the USA flag bearers. That's going to be amazing during the opening ceremony. And the games, they're underway. Men's soccer kicked things off. Women's basketball, the gold medal game, will be the final event on August 11th. We have 70 athletes and coaches here in Paris with ties to the state of Washington competing. I'm so excited to bring you coverage from all these different athletes and coaches and bring them back to you in the Pacific Northwest. Amity, we're fired up, we're ready to go. Let's get this opening ceremony underway.
Oh, j'adore, Chris. Thank you so much for all you're going to be doing over the next few weeks, for this incredible coverage you're going to bring us for our local athletes. And now, after talking about all those athletes and all that competition, I am positively famished. And when I think of Paris, I think of French pastries. From a croissant to an eclair, the French know how to make butter, flour, and eggs into something magical. But we don't need to go all the way to France for that delicious, authentic bite. Pantarelli Patisserie in West Seattle specializes in choux pastries, eclairs, profiteroles, and bakery owner Jacques Noir is from Marseille, France, and he joins me now. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing this,
Thanks
I
for
should
inviting
say.
us.
So before I dive into these pastries, which I assure you, I will dive into these
Sure.
pastries, what are we making today?
We are making, specialties pâte à choux. So we're gonna make some eclairs. We're gonna make some choux à la crème. We're gonna make some Paris-Brest, and we're gonna make some religieuses.
Now, pâte choux has actually a very interesting history that has a little bit of an Italian tie
Yes,
to it, which I
that's
want.
true.
So will you share that with us?
Yes. Okay. Pâte à choux was created by a gentleman named Pontarelli. That's the name of the store, and he was the personal chef of Catherine de Medici, and she went to Paris in 1533 to marry King Henry II, and Pontarelli went with her. And after 7 years working in a royal kitchen, he discovered some magical dough that it's actually, why it's magical, because one of the few doughs that doesn't need any leavening.
Yes.
So it's the magic of how you make it.
And it is light as air.
It's light of air, and it's not heavy and not too much calorie, just a little bit of butter, of course.
Not too much calorie, really?
No, seriously. It's
All
not
right,
too
well
much
then I'm
calorie.
going to eat eclairs for the rest of my life.
Yes.
All right, so choux pastry, your bakery is the first in the U.S. dedicated solely to choux pastry.
Correct, yes.
I want to get started, and I want you to show me how you create these shapes and things as you tell us what you love about it so much.
It's, first of all, it's something that you grow up eating it as a young boy, so you remember a lot of memories. And second of all, it's fantastic dessert because it goes different shapes, and each shape will give you kind of different taste. So like when you eat eclair, it's not necessarily the same like a choux à la crème. And if you eat Paris-Brest, it's totally different. It's not very, very famous.
Why is it? It is the same dough, right?
It's same thing. It's the same principle. If you have pasta, like spaghetti doesn't taste like linguine, even though it's the same thing. Yeah. Shape, lines, whatever, alter the taste. So,
that is fascinating.
Yes. Indeed.
Okay. All right, let's get started. Show me how you do it.
So this is the choux, the cream. I mean the pâte à choux. So normally, I show you how to make the choux, and we push it.
So this is the.
And you lift it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I will do another one.
Okay.
Like
this is the puffy one, right? The ball.
Yeah. Choux à la crème.
Choux à la crème. Oh, you want me to try it?
Yes, please try it.
I'm gonna do this.
Yes.
I'm gonna make you so proud. Or not. I don't know.
Okay, lift it. You're hired.
Am I good?
Yes, you're hired.
Ah, yay! It's
Now-
actually not as easy as it looks.
It's fascinating. Now you're gonna do some eclair.
Okay, show me an eclair.
Okay, eclair, you put it here.
Okay.
You make a line.
Nice and easy, does it?
Yeah.
So it's just a couple of inches that you go.
Okay, you got it.
Why is it on an angle? Why do you do it on an angle?
I mean, you can do it straight.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
More room.
Oh,
I see. Okay.
Okay. So
Jump.
another one.
Okay. What's this one?
The same eclair.
Okay.
Okay, you do like this. You stop. You cut.
Okay.
Cut and lift. And after with some water, you can take the tips out. And now I'm gonna
So
show
with some water, you just dab it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
You push it. Now I'm gonna show you how to make a Paris-Brest.
Okay.
Just
So as you're doing this, please
Yeah.
tell me about where you grew up in Marseille and what you miss most about Paris.
Okay.
And France in general.
I grew up in Marseille, and I came in my early 20s to US, and I went to DC for 24 years, and then from DC, I moved to Seattle like 13 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is 1, 2.
Okay. And then you created this one, correct? This is your own creation?
Yeah. This is called croix choux. It's a combination between choux and croissant.
So is that a different pastry
It's
altogether?
totally different pastry. It's
Okay.
like it's never been used before, and it's fantastic. And so it's like you eating croissant.
Yeah.
At the same time, you are eating choux, but honestly, it's higher level for both of them.
I am so excited to try all of
Sure.
these things.
Okay.
So how long do you bake these in the oven for?
All depends of the oven, the heat.
Yeah.
So I would say like 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then once it's baked,
Yeah.
you get these beautiful, and they puff up so beautifully.
That's it.
How do you add the filling? That's what I
The
want to know.
filling, okay. There is a technique of the fill, like for the choux, use only one hole. So you take from the back.
Okay.
You make hole.
Okay. You just stick that little thing in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then
And let's say, what would you like to eat? Let's say
what is that?
pistachio.
Oh, I love pistachio.
Who
yes.
doesn't?
Some people don't.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't trust those
I
people.
agree. So
Okay. And you
pour
just
it
stick it
here.
in the hole.
Yeah,
How do you know when it's full?
you can feel it. It comes out.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you have something to clean it with.
Okay.
So we brought this one to just decoration.
Okay.
So
You just
Paris.
clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you dip it in the chocolate.
All right.
So pistachio works well with raspberry chocolate.
Ooh, and those chocolates look very nice.
Oh yeah.
Where do you get your chocolate?
It's from France.
Of course.
Yes.
And then
It's-
you
and you
just.
sprinkle few, and you say bon appetit.
Okay, I will bon appetit.
Yes.
While I eat
Yeah.
this, because I'm going to right now.
Yes, please.
Tell us about Pantarelli's.
Pontarelli is like it's a store that so far we opened like a year ago, and the quality of customer it's from West Seattle and all over the places, and they are amazed, and you want another one? Okay. So and they are amazed with the quality of the choux. It's some people say like it's better than the one they had in Paris, and it's high quality. We're using great ingredients.
Yeah.
And the execution is fantastic. So
Well,
I'll let people to be judged. And if you go to Google or Yelp or whatever,
listen, I can tell you right now, That's one of the best patisseries I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
But you know what? I should be sure. So I should try maybe one of these other ones. Tell me about the other things you have here.
This is
Claire?
the Eclair with vanilla, classic one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I know.
Oh my gosh, that's good. And then you have this one here, and that's,
That's-
what you were
that's-
telling me about, the crochet.
The croissant, yeah. Have a bite of croissant, please.
Okay.
Yes,
All right, I'll eat that too. Thank you so much. Mm.
pleasure.
Oh,
This is,
that is no joke. And this is what I'm eating for the rest of the day.
yeah,
Merci, Jacques. This was
Merci.
wonderful. Thank you
so
so
nice
much.
of you. Thank you.
All right, well, I think I need more champagne
Yes.
to wash it down. We are celebrating Paris all morning long, and what a better way to celebrate than with a toast later in the show. Moet and Chandon is here to share what makes their champagne so unique. And then we are visiting Can at Pike Place Market to enjoy the magic of Cabaret and trying their French-inspired dishes. But up next, Parlez-vous français? We are getting a lesson in French from Alliance Française, so stick around. Welcome back to New Day Northwest, or as the French say, Content de te revoir. As we celebrate the start of the Summer Olympics in Paris, we thought, hey, let's take some time to discuss the French language. Did you know, my friends, there are over 300 million French speakers on 5 continents, and French is the second most widely learned foreign language after English. I am joined now by Pauline Chateau, who teaches French language courses with the Alliance Française de Seattle. Enchantée.
Enchantée.
So I have to ask first and foremost, what is the Alliance or the Alliance of France?
It's an organization that promotes the French language and culture in general.
Mm-hmm. And you can do, anyone can go learn French, right, with the Alliance?
Absolutely. We have classes from class for students who are only 2 years old, for any level, any ages. Yeah.
Love that. So you yourself are from France. What brought you to Seattle?
Well, first, my husband is American, but Seattle because I feel like there is an interest in French language, really,
okay.
and the culture in general. A lot of French schools.
Are there any similarities between Seattle and Paris?
There are different cities for sure, but
Yeah.
I feel like both very innovative and dynamic cities, and certainly an interest for culture, arts, gastronomy, of course.
Of course, gastronomy is big, I guess, in both. That does create a big similarity for us. Let's talk about when it comes to people coming to learn French. What are the driving factors? Is it because they're going to France or just the desire to learn another language that just sounds so beautiful?
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, it's a world language, so it opens a lot of doors to travel, but also on the international job market, for sure. And just like you said, people who are curious about the culture, the language, they like how it sounds, and they want to be able to speak a little bit when they travel to France.
So Seattle in itself has the 4th largest Alliance Française programs in the country. Why do you think French is such a popular language to learn here in Seattle? Is it because we have so much international travel?
I think so, for job opportunities, for just being able to travel, and a lot of families want their children to speak a foreign language, and French is very popular.
I chose French because I liked the way it sounded in high school, and then I later took Spanish. But again, I took a little French in high school. I was wondering if you could give us a refresher in maybe some of
Sure.
the everyday terms that are good to know.
Well, we have to start with bonjour, which
Bonjour.
is good morning, hello. And if you want to pronounce it properly, don't say bonjour, don't pronounce the N,
okay.
just say bonjour. It's very
Bonjour.
nasal. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Perfect.
Well, I have a nasally sounding voice, so I think I'm good. And bonsoir is good evening?
Correct.
Okay,
yes.
but you can say bonjour any time of day, really?
You can say bonjour any time, and then
Okay.
maybe bonsoir late in the evening or afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so in French, you do not pronounce the final letter of a word if it's a consonant. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, in French we have a lot of silent letters, especially at the end of a word. The S, for example, when it's plural, it's never pronounced.
Yes.
So, for example, we never actually say crêpes. We say crêpe,
Crêpe.
even if it's plural. Yeah.
Or like toujours.
Toujours.
Is toujours. Oh, or enchanté. You're not in English. If you read, it would be like enchanté, enchanté, but enchanté, no e. I see. Okay, but that is not a consonant. That is a vowel. But that, nonetheless. So to sound more like a local and less like a tourist, you say do not pronounce the S's, but are there any other tricks that we should know overall when speaking French?
Well, there's the R that
Okay.
can be a little tricky, but you can practice by gargling with water. Actually, it's an actual pronunciation exercise that I give to my students.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, and all the nasal sounds are very French. So if you can practice that, it sounds more like a local.
My Spanish teacher in college had a very hard time with me because he said I spoke Franish because everything I pronounced in Spanish had a French accent, and it was very difficult. Do you find that sometimes in some of your other students?
Yes, but the thing is with the R, there's no misunderstanding. There's no confusion if you mispronounce it. So it just
Right.
sounds like you have an accent, but it won't prevent you from communicating in French. So it's fine.
So there are no barriers.
Exactly.
There should be no barriers for us to learning another language.
Exactly.
You know, I've heard also that learning another language actually helps your brain develop more even as you get older, right?
Yeah, and it helps you also to reflect on your own language. You will learn things about English or whatever your native language is by learning a foreign language. Yeah.
That's fascinating. I know so many athletes right now in Paris are learning a foreign language. Can you go over some of the Olympic terms in French?
We can start with the easy ones, the ones that are very similar in English and French. For example, if I say sport, can you guess what it means?
Sports?
Yeah,
Sport?
exactly.
Okay.
It's just different pronunciation. Athlète,
Athlete? Okay.
médaille,
Medal?
yeah, perfect. And then pays means country,
Oh, okay, okay.
and vainqueur, that's the winner.
Oh, vainqueur, like the
Vainqueur.
victor.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Vainqueur. I like that. I'm going to get a shirt that says that. I have to ask, can you explain how learning a language can be intimidating, but especially if you've been out of school for a minute, like I have. You believe, though, that anyone can really learn at any age. I mean, is that really how you feel?
Yeah, we tend to say that you should start early on at a very young age, and maybe it makes it easier, but really you can start at any age, any point in your life if you're motivated, if you're curious about it. Again, we have classes for any level, any age, and it's very rewarding. Yeah.
It really is rewarding.
Yeah.
Sounds like so much fun. Thank you so much for sharing everything that you've shared with us today.
Of course.
What is your favorite place to visit in France?
I love to go to Paris, of course.
Yeah.
I also like to go to the countryside to have maybe more like an immersed experience,
Okay.
just to try the different food everywhere. And I'm originally from Normandy, so
I'm from
I really
Normandy.
like
Okay.
Normandy.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask you, like, do you have a favorite place? Like, I know the south of France is beautiful, but is there like a favorite beach you love?
I like the beaches in Normandy, but also in Brittany. They are very wild.
Brittany.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild beaches in
Yeah,
Brittany.
absolutely.
Well, you're welcome, everyone. We have introduced you to something new, I hope. Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Of course. And we have so much more to come, including an intimate visit with Seattle's favorite French cabaret, Le Can-Can. Stay with us. Welcome back to New Day Northwest. The Moulin Rouge is the most famous cabaret in Paris, but if you can't make it to Paris, you can have a similar experience right here in Seattle. New Day editor Gloria Angelin stopped by the Can-Can Cabaret in Pike Place Market, which has roots in both the Pacific Northwest and en français.
Hi Amity, I'm right here at the Pike Place Market visiting my friends at Can-Can. So gentlemen, or monsieur should I say, I heard that I can get the French experience here.
Oh, of course you can. You know what? Come on in. Let's go.
You beautiful creatures, welcome to the Can-Can! The Olympics are coming soon.
As I enter this beautiful establishment, I start feeling a different vibe. It's like something out of a Moulin Rouge movie.
Essentially, many of the paintings are sort of based on French magazine covers, many of the words and such, beautiful lighting and things that are based on the 1800s French Rococo opulence, along with our own funky artistic twist on that idea.
Can-Can is the perfect place for a French experience because not only do we have a menu that's rooted in the Pacific Northwest, it's also really inspired by France and French cuisine. So we have a full menu of food and drinks.
Like this twist on French classic, their croissant beignet is served with house-made caramel sauce and berry compote. They've also got a ham and cheese crepe and the Can-Can Madame, grilled pork belly on a piece of thick-cut brioche bread.
Look at that.
That brioche is just incredible.
And of course, the famous green fairy drink, absinthe.
This is the absinthe, makes the heart grow fonder. And you can taste a little bit of a sweetness to it, but you can also taste the anise. We've got, I think, one of the biggest absinthe collections in the city.
Watching Can and enjoying this food all together.
You can't go wrong, right?
Yeah. It's a dance that originated in the 1830s in Parisian dance halls. And today you can still see the same form of dance, which is usually high kicks with big frilly petticoats.
There's nothing like a little escape to Paris in our beloved home of Seattle.
There's so much fun in here! Before I forgot, Amity, back to you in the studio!
Oh, Gloria, thank you so much. How much fun was that? Truly one of the best places to visit in Seattle. All right, my friends, we couldn't have a French celebration without some real champagne for a toast. When we come back, we are sampling Moet and Chandon, and they're telling us everything we need to know about this French iconic drink. Stay with us. Welcome back and bonjour, mes amis. So what better way to celebrate France than toasting with one of their most iconic beverages? We are talking about champagne, of course, and here to give us a taste test is Nancy Parn with Moet and Chandon, one of the world's largest and most prominent champagne producers. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, thank you for bringing this. What did you bring today?
I brought with me today the flagship wine of the Moet and Chandon house, which is Moet and Chandon Imperial Brut.
Oh my goodness. Champagne is one of my favorite things, not just to have on this show, which you've seen it before, but in general, every celebration I feel like starts with champagne.
Absolutely. I think one of my favorite quotes from Moet and Chandon's biggest fans, Napoleon, was, "Champagne, in victory we deserve it. In defeat we need it."
You know what?
Sounds like every day.
Napoleon Bonaparte and I are not that far off. I feel that way myself every day.
I can absolutely relate to that.
So let's talk about the history of Moet and Chandon. It's almost 300 years now. I mean, if Napoleon Bonaparte was drinking this champagne, it's been around a while.
You know, from Moet Chandon's perspective, it's been 300 years, or nearly 300 years, of craftsmanship in history that goes into every bottle.
And I have to say, the skill at which you opened that bottle with is impressive. Did you hear it was barely a hiss?
It's supposed to be just a whisper.
Just a whisper, and look at how she's pouring it. Is that why the bottom has a hole in it, is to hold it?
You know, that's a great question. The punt at the bottom is more for the production of filling the bottle. However, as someone who has poured many a bottle, it helps me direct and control the pour. But not a requirement.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you're pouring that champagne, let's talk about champagne. Where does it come from?
Champagne, like all fine wines, first and foremost is a place. It gives a sense of place. And Champagne is one of the most northerly wine growing regions. So if you drew a line from where Champagne, France is, all the way to North America, pulled it further west to Seattle, it actually lands further north. It is at the 49th parallel, which is where Vancouver, BC is.
Oh my goodness.
With one big difference though, it does not have the maritime influence of the ocean. So it's a rather harsh wine growing climate.
Oh, okay. So it's a little bit, it's inland, which means you're not getting that influence of the sea air. So it is inland, but it's still kind of cold.
It's colder and it's hotter. So it experiences all four seasons in its full effect.
So when you're producing wine in that type of region, you have to be very, very careful with the grapes. And I understand thank you.
Of course.
There are a variety of grapes that are used to create Moet and Chandon.
Yes, so in every glass, especially when you smell it, I think it really conveys the three main grape varietals in Champagne.
Oh my.
You get that vibrancy of the citrus, and that's from Chardonnay grape. When you take a sip, there's a boldness to it, a structure to it, that is primarily the Pinot Noir grape.
Okay. This is why
taste.
I'm like literally, my mouth is watering. Is that wrong? Okay, here we go.
It is not wrong.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To you. You can smell it. It just, Oh, that is beautiful.
That toastiness.
Oh, and it's so
and
alive.
there's a nice fruitiness, but it finishes crisp and dry.
That literally, it feels very alive when you taste it. And this is when they say it's a party in your mouth. This is literally what it is.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Let's talk about, is that what the magic is? I mean, is all the different varietals you mentioned. You also told me that the bubbles are created in the bottle.
Yes.
How and why is that special?
With champagne, so not all sparkling wine is champagne. Part of champagne's allure, mystique, and the quality is that in every bottle of champagne, they're required to age it and also blend in some older wine. So at Moet Chandon, they have over 100 different wines that they've blended into every bottle. About 20 to 30% of that is in fact aged 2 to 3 years, blended with fresh wine. Now, part of the reason why they do that is because they want a consistent house style, because it's so further north in the world. It's tough to have a great harvest every year. So one way to produce a high quality product is that art of blending. Making sure they're getting the best of every year, aging the wine to give it extra complexity, a little bit more nuance. And then finally, because the bubbles are created in the glass, what I mean by that is that when the yeast turns the grape juice into alcohol, they stay in the bottle. In champagne, by law, they rest it with that yeast. That yeast gives it that characteristic of toast and bro we mentioned earlier.
Right.
And you can't take any shortcuts in making that. There's
no,
just no other
you
way.
gotta take the time.
Absolutely. I think the best analogy for foodies is that it's kind of like dry aged steak. It changes the chemical component, the chemistry within that product, as well as the physical component. I mean, it's very technical in that sense, but it also makes it a lot more delicious. And you can't just make dry aged steak happen like that. It takes time.
The science of this is so fascinating to me. And it is so beautiful. And I guess that's what sets it apart. And I think it's important to note, and I'm sure many of you already know this without me saying, but not all sparkling wine is champagne. And when you're talking about how the differences and things are made, can you tell us why that is the case?
I think in champagne, to maintain that quality historically, because they didn't have as much technology as we have now, the idea of aging and blending the wine came from that. Because it's so far north, it's just one of their ways to make sure that every bottle of true champagne has a minimum standard of quality.
And it can only be called champagne if it is from that region, correct?
Correct. That is correct. For those reasons, because by law they're requiring a minimum aging time. Moet doubles and triples that.
I wanted to mention the glasses that we are drinking them out of. Yes. Oh my goodness, mine is empty.
I have a bottle.
No, Nancy. Oh no.
We can solve it.
Thank you. And as you're filling this up, I have to ask, you have come here, these do not seem like traditional champagne glasses. Tell us the reason for this shape of glass. And I will hold it still for a minute so you may see it.
That's a great question. So these resemble what closely most of us know as white wine glasses. And a big reason for that is I love the iconic flutes, I love the coupes, but when you're drinking a true champagne, because there's so much aroma in that glass, when you smell the citrus, the white fruit flesh, a little bit of that pear and apple note to it, just like any fine wine, when you drink burgundies or red wines, you have the larger vessel, right? With Prosecco or sparkling wine, you can certainly use a flute. I think with champagne, because it sits in that nice middle ground of a really beautiful white wine, a vessel that resembles a white wine gives your nose all the access to that flavor. And we mostly taste with our nose.
And
so
that's right. Flavor science has shown that it is your olfactory, your nose, and even through the back of your mouth too. So you need that, I guess, wide space to be able to get your nose in there and taste the nose of the wine, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I have had a pleasure learning with you and drinking with you. And cheers to nearly 300 years of Moet and Chandon.
May all your pain be champagne and all your joys be true joys.
I love that. Oh, thank you. All right, well, when our... Oh, absolutely. Anytime. You are welcome here anytime.
Be sure to bring a bottle.
Thank you. And when we continue our salute to France, we'll, of course, go on because I am meeting stylist Darcy Camden in a nearby Parisian cafe. We are talking Parisian-style clothing and how to get it right after this. Welcome back to this very special edition of New Day Northwest in Paris. Well, sort of. You know, one of my things about sitting at this chic cafe bistro in France is watching all these fabulously dressed people just walking by. Because Paris, after all, is the fashion capital of the world, renowned for its impeccable taste, unrivaled creativity, and timeless elegance. Oh, if only there was someone I knew who could talk about integrating that je ne sais quoi into my wardrobe. Oh, hey, there is Darcy Camden, stylist extraordinaire. Oh, bonjour, Darcy.
Bonjour, bonjour.
Take a seat from your vintage bicycle and cheers with me on this champagne. Okay, let's talk.
So fun.
Did you really purchase that bicycle to like live out your French girl dreams? Because that's
Indeed, I
actually
did.
hers. She brought
Indeed,
that
I
from
did.
Mom's.
Yes,
Okay.
I ride it block or two to pick up flowers, and you know.
Do you have like a whole outfit when you do? Like you do it. You do it up, don't you? I know you.
Because why not?
Because why
Because
not?
why not?
I love that. I really think that we should celebrate all those things and just be fabulous. So you've been to Paris and well to France in general several times, right? What do you love about France?
Okay, I love the pace of life. I love I think that's the great thing about
Look at
travel
you,
is really
fabulous.
just sort of plugging into another energy and different vibration. And then that's what I bring home and like to integrate into every little bit of my life as much as I can. I mean, I eat a croissant every day. I try to.
When you're in Paris and
No, at home.
No, you do.
Yes.
Where do you put it? Where do you put it?
I try to eat a croissant every day. And
Yeah, me
it's
too.
You know, it's and I was talking, you know, I meet new clients also almost every day, and someone was asking me last week, like, what kind of stylist are you? And I had to pause for a second, and I think, you know, I really take in a lot of like French inspiration.
You really do.
Not just like the actual garments, but more just like the philosophies around it. I think we can all benefit from thinking about fashion the way the French do.
What is it about French style? Like, can you define it? I mean, because it's really hard if you were to try to
I'll tell you what it's not. It's not about rules. I mean, in America, we get so hung up on these rules.
Yeah.
It's like, tell me my colors and tell me my body type and tell me what I can do and what I can't do. And I don't think
not about rules.
the French
I
are
love
really
that.
like, sort of, they don't put themselves in boxes. It's like, what do I like? What do I not like? There's an ease to it.
Yes.
And I think really great styling and great style does come from a place of ease and a place of joy. And
Like this
that's
gorgeous
what
woman
we
here.
want to integrate into our lives when we're getting dressed every day. And so I try to help my clients do that ultimately.
You have done that with me. So, like, you can put together something that it's amazing. You just be like, and you wear this with anything. And I'm like, can I? And I'm like, you're right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we don't all have that.
I think
So-
we overcomplicate it in America.
Okay.
I really do.
Maybe, but also you really have an eye. You have a talent for this. So we're going to ask you to give us some tips to help us all achieve that je ne
I got
sais quoi.
5 of them.
Je ne sais quoi means like there's something you cannot name. It's like it's something that is like untangible, that is so fabulous, and that is so you. There is just something about that, Darcy. So first of all,
I do think this is anyone can do this. Though.
Okay,
I
so-
don't think style is like a musical talent that some people have and some
It
people
is,
don't.
though.
I truly believe that anyone who wants to put forth kind of the effort towards this,
Listen.
it can be effortful, but it's worth it.
I have been putting forth the effort, and I'm no slouch. Like I've been doing this on television, but there is a flair that you're going to bring.
It helps
help us
when you
bring.
enjoy it, and I
Yes,
do.
and you do. Okay, so first tip: buy what you love and love what you buy.
Oh, I should get that tattooed. Like everybody, buy what you love and love what you buy. And so that's 2 parts.
Okay.
Number 1, it's really thinking about like, what do I want?
And you love these shoes.
And I think in America, you know, we often, you know, we buy something, we don't really like it, it bugs us, we complain about it, we don't take care of it, we get rid of it, and we're in this sort of negative cycle. Whereas if we could just think about really like, what do I want, spend the time to find it, and then once you own it, take care of it, wear it for a long time, own it, take pleasure, enjoy it.
So invest too. Like invest in the good
Invest,
things.
and not only money, it doesn't need to be expensive.
Okay.
It's more investing time and effort to find what you love.
Next tip: if you ever, by the way, see Darcy at Nordstrom Rack, you will see this in action because she is like the Tasmanian devil. You are looking on it. Think of it as a treasure hunt. You say.
Think of it
Think
as
of
a
shop,
treasure hunt.
and you are in there like Robinson Crusoe.
I literally call it that. I think we often in America, everybody tells me, oh, I hate shopping. I hate it. They think of it as this torturous errand. What if you called it something else then? Call it treasure hunting. And think about when you go to a store, oh, I'm looking for, I don't need to find a ton, but like one or two things that I really, really enjoy. That is fun. Reframing it.
So you're talking about doing this in store though, not online. Sorry to interrupt.
I love to shop. I much prefer the tactile in-person experience of going to a store.
I'm sorry, you said reframe, and I interrupted you. Reframing the whole shopping experience.
Reframing the whole thing.
I got you.
It's the language that we use is so important. So if you can use positive language, if you can talk to yourself in a positive voice, if you can...
She was talking to me in a positive voice today, actually. I was giving myself a hard time about things
rather
and
than say, oh, I can't do it, I'm not stylish, this, that's a really hard place to be successful. Whereas if you just sort of think like, okay, I put forth the effort. I can do this. I can.
Talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, number 3, be an outfit repeater. Wear your favorites as much as possible. This is a very American thing that we don't wear something twice.
Where we buy something, we wear it once and then we're done with it. We feel like we can't wear it again.
That's not
Whereas
okay.
in France, like it's all about wearing things over and over again. And this could really be like wearing the same blazer twice in 1 week. Wearing something that you buy for a season 40 times.
And you say prioritize elegant comfort as well.
The French are comfortable. I mean, just in America, we think of comfort as like athleisure. It's leggings and Uggs, and we kind of look sloppy, I think, to the French.
Yes.
Whereas the French are also interested in comfort. They're walking sometimes more than we are.
And you're saying the French don't love a croc?
I don't know. I don't want to speak for the French, but you know,
but look at all the flat shoes.
I do think yes, if you go to Paris, you're going to see flat shoes. You're going to see comfortable clothes. I'm comfortable right now. I mean, finding things that fit well. The fabrics are soft. The shoes are comfortable. I mean, it's possible. It can be there. It doesn't have to be that you either look good or you're comfortable.
Right.
You can do both.
You can be both things. Okay.
But again, it just takes a little effort to get there.
Oh, yeah. I think that's so true. Finally, you say dress with intention.
Getting dressed with intention in the morning, spending a little time for yourself. Because here's what I think happens a lot. We're frantic in the morning. We throw something together. We're not really thinking about it. And you don't like what you put together because you weren't really thinking about it. So you spend your whole day really feeling the weight of that choice where, oh, I don't like my outfit. This isn't right. And then that grows to I'm just not a stylish person and I don't have anything that's good. Whereas if you could just intentionally spend a little bit of time in the morning, pick something, thinking about what you have to do. What is the weather?
Or the night before, maybe even better.
Or the night before. But like really taking some time for yourself to get dressed and then accessorize. A red lip, a scarf, some jewelry. You take that time in the morning and then you go out the door. Ultimately, then you can spend less time worrying about your outfit. You're joyful, you're unbothered, and honestly, you might.
And you're very French.
You're feeling good.
And
That's
you're feeling
the
very
French je ne sais quoi. You do it and then you just forget about it.
Merci beaucoup, mon petit ami. I love you. I adore you. Do you all wish that Darcy had a subscription box, that you could get a subscription Darcy box and she would just send stuff to you? All right, we're going to work on that here at New Day. But first, now that our fashion is très jolie, it is time to indulge in some of our favorite French products. We are going to introduce you to some incredible products that Darcy has even told us about and you may have never heard of, and some that are old favorites. Stick around. Well, hello and welcome back to the show. I am just having the best time here at the New Day studio, sharing all the things we love about France, champagne, pastries, and delicious spreads. You know, Americans, we have a real love affair for French items. So we picked a few things that we love as a special merci to France. Producer Susie is here to share. Bonjour, mon ami.
Bonjour.
So you are here already with your fancy French Hermès scarf. Humble brag.
It's the only thing I own, really, like that. Yes,
but it is beautiful and amazing, just like everything you've brought here today. So let's get started with some of your favorite things. You recently went to France for the first time.
I did, and
I have to turn it. It's hitting your microphone.
Thank you. I recently went to France, and the first and the last item that I'm going to talk about are the things that I brought back multiples of.
Okay.
But these are all things that are still made in France.
Yes.
And that we love, and maybe we don't know that they're from France, or we just want to highlight them. First thing, French butter. Okay.
there's just nothing better. When you go to France, there's
Nothing better than butter?
Than butter. This, okay, taste that.
Why is it? What is it?
Higher fat content, and can you taste the salt crystals?
Oh, that's amazing.
It is amazing.
But what is that?
I think the cows are happier. That's my scientific part of it all. But it is a higher fat content. They really care for what the cows eat and where they're the pasture and all that kind of
I'm
stuff.
gonna try that with the champagne.
Try that.
You know, the
Those
butter
sea
fat
salt
content.
crystals are wonderful. You can now get this Met Market, Whole
that's
Foods.
good. Okay.
This is the one I brought back and froze it. And
you froze it before you left France.
Right, and I brought it back because they'll seal it for you at the stores in France. And then I put it in my freezer and I just thawed it out, and it lasts for about 12 months, salted butter.
Oh, wow.
Frozen. Yep.
And you just brought it here for us today?
It's so delicious.
Okay.
It makes a big difference.
I gotta stop eating it. I just had a salt crystal. All right,
so
and
good.
this is something that we all may know about, but we love, and I did not realize it was a French.
Right, Bon Maman, and it's wonderful. The signature gingham tops. We see those.
Yes.
We see those in our stores. And the secret.
The secret, go ahead.
Secret of Bon Maman, founded in a small village in the southwest of France, still made there. It's all about the fruit, and people just love this and can't get enough. This is, I'm going to try this one. It is pineapple with rum and vanilla.
What? Okay.
And it comes in their Taste of France gift set.
That's
good stuff,
amazing.
right? And you can only get these two online, and then this is their sampler set with 9 cute little.
This is so good. I want the butter and the. Hold on, let me just gonna.
Oh my gosh, you're making a whole sandwich.
Okay, I'm making.
I love
Okay,
it.
all right, moving on.
Love it. Okay, moving on. Okay, you may recognize this from
I
your
know that
children's childhood.
everybody has.
Sophie Le Giraffe. Sophie, okay, what baby doesn't have a Sophie?
It's a great gift. Everyone usually should give somebody this and they have a baby.
Started in France in 1961 and just came to the U.S. about 20 years ago. Sophie is so adorable, made from 100% natural rubber and still made in France today in the same factory she started in.
Natural rubber means your child is not chewing on this and getting any chemicals inside. And they love chewing on this because
food grade paint. It takes 90 days to make a Sophie. And Sophie,
how much?
90 days to make a Sophie.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a great baby shower gift and actually a decent price point. I think, well, when my kids were little, I think Sophie was $20.
Right. And the thing about it is because it's made like that, handmade, it's going to last a long time and it's real safe. And now Sophie has a friend, a little dear friend, and there's some teething Sophies. So
hello, little fun. Okay.
I just love Sophie, and actually, we love her so much. We made our grandchild be named Sophie.
No, you didn't name your grandchild after Sophie the giraffe.
Well, I mean, I didn't mind that, but her
You didn't
name
mind
is
that
Sophie.
aspect. Okay, let me ask you a few more
I had nothing
things
to
about
do with
this.
the name, by the way.
I mean, it really is so cute. You know,
It's
before
adorable.
we move on, I just want to take a moment and pause and talk about French childhood things.
Right.
Like Madeline.
Oh, right.
I love that.
2 straight lines.
Yes, and I like her better than the rich girl that lives at the hotel. I forget her name.
Oh, Eloise.
I don't like Eloise. She's
No?
like, I live in the
All
Fort Point. Yeah, Madeline, I love her.
Madeline, I'm sure, had a Sophie.
Madeline definitely had a Sophie at the with her nuns that gave it to her. But there are so many other childhood French things that do cross over into the United States.
And the clothing too. People love to put their children in the French clothing, even the look of it.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Well, I say, let's move on.
Yes.
So this is something that I think many Americans know all about. Maybe not know how to pronounce it correctly though.
Le Creuset.
Le Creuset.
Le Creuset. This is a legacy piece, meaning it's something that you will pass on to your children.
Yes.
And perhaps your grandparents had it and you have one that they used. Because this will last beyond lifetimes. So it's still going to be here when we're gone. It's beautifully made.
Don't drop this one. But the pans that
still made in France today. And I love this pie dish. And this is the Eiffel Tower collection. I don't know if you can see the Eiffel Tower
can
etched in
see.
each piece.
Look at how pretty that is.
Pretty
It's so elegant too. Look at I want to show you the mug.
Not cute.
Can
and
you
look at this tiny little, I think they call that a cocotte.
Okay, so I bought one of these recently. It's only like one of 2 Le Creuset things I own. But I bought it to put like cheeses in for fondue, you know, because I made beer cheese that you taught me how to make once. And I wanted to take it to my book club, but make it look classy. So I bought this little
Perfect
thing.
dips for French onion soup. Goes in the oven, beautiful. Okay, this one, we both love, and our friend Darcy told us about it.
Darcy opened the world for this
Yep.
with this. I have given these as a gift.
Yep.
You brought one home for me as a gift from France. Let's get into it.
Okay, that's mine, so don't take that. But you can try it. You can try it. Just don't
I
take it home.
wanna try the floral
so
one.
this is
Maybe
the
I'll
floral.
take that
This is
one home.
Nuke's body oil. They've always made serums and lotions and perfumes, but this body oil is what people clamor for when you go into the French pharmacies, and it's what all my girlfriends ask me to bring them home.
Yes. Susie brought me home the lip balm.
Yep.
And it's honey. It's Rivet de Mille, so it's like honey lip
I don't know what
balm.
you said, but it sounds good. You can actually buy these now in the U.S.
Oh, you can?
Yep, online they have a whole U.S. division.
Oh, that smells so good.
Isn't it good? This
Pocketing that.
pink one, a lot of the younger set, like you,
Maybe I'm not
likes
younger.
it.
Maybe it's
no,
too
you're
young
good.
for me.
And that's more floral. This one just smells like summer and I
Let's
just
say this one.
Yeah.
Is this the same one that Darcy told us to buy?
That's it. This is the original.
Oh.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like them both. Actually, I like the floral one. I like them both. And it looks like they have a lot of things we didn't realize, which is like wrinkle protection and other face things. So.
And I will say it's just,
It is the best.
everybody wants this.
It is the
Everybody
best.
loves it.
But nothing is greater than you, Suzanne Wiley.
And butter.
And better. And for putting this entire show together, this was your dream, this is your brainchild. We hope that you enjoyed coming to France with us today. We are really grateful for all these fab French items, and we have a link to all of this on our website. Just go to king5.com/newday to get them right now on your phone. Just text the word French to 206-448-4545. And by the way, these Nukes items, great gifts. Oh, mon ami, thank you for spending time with me today. We had a lot of fun. We hope you did as well. Our French accents maybe weren't the best, but in the end, we just want to say a big we love you to France. You can check our website for more of our content. You can always send us an email to share your thoughts, but most important, don't forget to enjoy your new day. We'll see you next time.
Some segments of New Day Northwest are paid for by these fine sponsors: